Yo, what's up? Here's a review for Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, and these are the review for the first two episodes. So yeah, this was a season premiere. I haven't got a chance to talk about it yet, and this is going to be a spoiler-filled review. I don't know how to do this anywhere else. So the episode one starts off with a basic recap of everything that happened to this point as far as the prequels go. I didn't enjoy the prequels really at all, so I enjoyed that they gave us a recap and just getting us back into what everything has happened with these prequels and stuff like that, and wherever all the characters is at this point. The full episode of one starts off with the younglings being trained by one of the Jedi's as the what do you call them, the Order 66 happens, and you get the stormtroopers come and attack. I really enjoyed that piece. Just seeing the Order 66 happen, seeing the younglings try to run away, and once their Jedi dies, who actually I really enjoyed her fight scene and how everybody else was fighting around her. I thought that was a really dope scene. I actually really want to get a whole Order 66 episode from them, or just like an Order 66 movie or show. I think that'd be dope. And just seeing all the Jedi's die. I know we've seen it in bits and pieces before, but that would really be dope to get that. But you get her dying and the younglings basically just having to flee, and then it goes to Tatooine where you finally get the chance to see the Inquisitors here. Now, I know nothing about the Inquisitors. This is my first time seeing them, and I thought all three of the first ones that we see are really, really badass. You get this one who's the Grand Inquisitor with all this white hair and makeup and everything, and he looks really, really dope. He's really imposing. You get this other dude who's, I think he's kind of Asian or something like that, but he has all these markings on his face. He's the fifth brother. I see it now, and he looks really, really dope. And then you get the third sister in Riva, and even though her big heart thought called the third sister, our sister, however you want to say it, it was funny to me. I thought she was my favorite one and one of my favorite people so far on the show, and how imposing she was, how just, really, really mean, and just she was into really finding Jedi. And that's what they're basically on Tatooine for, is they're the people who find to kill the last sets of Jedi's, and they're looking for one at this bar. And I really, really enjoyed that scene of him trying to find it and her being impulsive, throwing a knife at the barkeep and getting the Jedi to use force powers to stop it. Then you go to Obi-Wan Kenobi, where he's also on Tatooine, and he gets involved with another Jedi while he's getting off his job of cutting up this giant fish and stuff. He ends up getting in contact with that Jedi. He basically tells him, "Yo, stop doing what you're doing. The Jedi are dead." While the Jedi's telling Obi-Wan, "Aren't you still a hero? We're supposed to be the ones that save everybody." I like enjoyed that scene and just this kind of dialogue between those two and them trying to figure out, what to do with their powers, what to do with who they are, especially the young Jedi. I think Obi-Wan at this point knows he needs to stay hidden, isn't that conflicted about it, but the young one is. And you also get Obi-Wan who's basically doing this because he wants to keep Luke Skywalker safe. So I enjoyed that part of the storytelling. And this episode is basically about Obi-Wan having to come to the terms that he needs to pick back up his lightsaber. He has some stuff with Luke Skywalker's uncle. He has a conversation with him where he's uncle is telling Obi-Wan to stay away from Luke and don't bring him a toy, which I've seen is one of the toys that Luke was playing with in the prequel. I mean, in the first movies and stuff. So that was dope. But also that leads to one of the Inquisitors coming around the female Riva and threatening everybody in the group, including cutting off somebody's lady's hand, which is always surprised to see something like that on Disney Plus. I always find that hilarious that we see someone's hand get cut off by a laser on a Disney place, but I'm happy to see more of it. Please, Disney, give us more. But yeah, that was very, very enjoyable. I love to see that. And you also had in this episode a really great story of just Obi-Wan stuck and trying to figure out what am I going to do here, and especially after we get introduced to the kid Leia, which I wasn't a big fan of this character on this episode. She was just very annoying, in the way her character was written. I thought the young lady was a good actress and she was doing exactly what she's supposed to do as far as what they're directing her to do, but her direction was a little goofy, especially when you get both episodes where you get the kidnappers chasing her and one where you get the Obi-Wan chasing her, and they're all slowing down to meet her speed while they could have easily caught her. That's just a better way to direct that than how it was. But I enjoyed what some of the stuff they had with character, and just as far as she does have some essence of Leia in her, but it's just a little bit too annoying, especially for a 10-year-old, where she's overly smart and she's overly just kind of ash holeless at some points. And like I just like pull it back a little bit. And I think you would have had a lot better character out of her. She basically get kidnapped, and Obi-Wan is called upon by her adoptive father to save him. I mean, to save her after he basically has to tell him like, "Yo, save the girl," like, basically. So yeah, the first episode was pretty good. I enjoyed a lot of it. I think the Princess Leia was the only thing that I didn't love. In the second episode, I would say the same thing, to where I enjoyed everything that was going on. Now you get Obi-Wan going to this crazy as cyberpunk looking, also, what is it? Yes, a cyberpunk-ish looking planet. And it looks that way, but it's in a Star Wars feel and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed how this planet looked and everything that was going on with it. And you get him trying to find Leia and trying to get information. He sees a guy who is Colin and Johnny, I think how you say his name. But the dude is basically playing a fake Jedi. He has magnets and show forces and everything. And I thought his character was really funny. And I love how they use his character throughout this whole episode, and even having him to help Obi-Wan at the end. I also really enjoyed a lot of how it went with Obi-Wan trying to find a little girl, how he's searching for her, how he's trying to get information around, and it gave us a good chance to really get a good visual of the city, especially now that we're off Tatooine and we're just, looking at this city and stuff like that. Was really, really dope. And then when he does find Leia, that's when you have the part that I didn't like with the chase scene with him and her. And I liked some of the dialogue between them two, but the chase scene was a little bit much for me, especially with how she was being directed to act in this episode. But I did love how the Inquisitors acted, where you got Riva, who's really impulsive, really wants to catch Obi-Wan, while the other Inquisitors telling her, "No, don't do this. We'll find him, but let me be in control." The Grand Inquisitor is like, "Yo, let me do this. I know exactly what I'm doing." And I really loved all the scenes with them. Some of the acting between some of them was a little stilted and just like, just a little bit weird. But I thought for the most part, I enjoyed what they were doing here and there. Um, I think that also another thing that I enjoyed in this episode was when you had Riva actually finding Obi-Wan inside of this warehouse while he's trying to get onto the ship. And she doesn't see him, but she knows he's in the room. And she's telling him stuff, throwing boxes and crates around and everything. And then finally tells him that, "Yo, I know that you're looking for that. I know that you don't know that Anakin is still alive." And it shocks Obi-Wan into like, "Yo, I think he's going to do something." That's when the Grand Inquisitor comes in and basically tries to stop her, and she kills him, which did kind of make me a little bit sad because I enjoyed the Grand Inquisitor in this episode, and I've never seen him before. I was like, man, I wanted to see more of him. Hopefully, he isn't dead, and we do get a little bit more of him. But if he is, I thought for the first two episodes he was good. You get Obi-Wan and Leia run away, and that's how the episode virtually ends. Um, for the first two episodes, I thought they were good, but not great. I think the Leia stuff took a little bit away from me, but I would say probably a 3 out of 5 to a 3.5 out of 5 for me. I thought these episodes was pretty good, and I enjoyed my watching them. So yeah, that's my review for the Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 1 and 2. I'm out of here. Peace.